Welcome to Arcade Sunday. Today I'm going to talk about game strategy and a game called Ketsui Kizuna Jigoku Tachi. Enjoy the video.
It's Arcade Sunday. Alright, this is Ketsui by Cave. I'm going to talk more about the game after the beginning of the video, as I want to primarily focus on the scoring system in this game, which is pretty unique and makes this game quite exciting and fun. Basically you've got three buttons, I'll talk about that later. Really basically you want to keep your score multiplier up, which is the number that appears in the third row on the top of the screen. So now there's only 2, there's no multiplier going. Now that's multiplier at 3, it counts down, it's very quick. So use the 1 firepower and preferably very close up on the enemy. So the closer you are to an enemy when you shoot them with a standard shot, those cards come with higher numbers, rated from 1 to 5 depending on how close you were to them physically when destroying them. Then you can very quickly switch over to your lock-on weapon, which is your standard button 1, hold down like most cave shooters have, and thus your score multiplier then starts to increase. It's pretty complicated to explain here. You kind of got to sort of feel it to play it or to understand it, but the counter, the timer goes down pretty quick, and you'll see all those numbers coming back to you in multipliers, big numbers appearing there. So you're basically constantly switching between standard shot and the lock-on style shot to increase your scores by multiplying by the number you created with the first shot. Yeah, complicated, but easy to understand once you play it a few million times like I have here. In any event, a great game. Obviously it was developed in 2002 and released 2003 across Japanese arcades in January 2003. Okay, the game's basically got 2 sets of characters. One's got a wider shot with a faster lock-in, but is a bit slower physically, and the other ship sports much faster movement, a faster lock-in to enemy targets, but a narrower shot. So these things are important to choose. For me, I usually take the first character, the one with a wide shot and slower physical motion. I think that works better for me. Mileage may vary. You'll see now I've got all those multipliers, so I'm pointing at 157. So it was good to get that 5 as the highest on the list of 1 to 5, because that means I probably capitalized most on the scoring in a 5 times multiplier. As the stage continues, like any other shoot 'em ups, does increase in difficulty obviously, but the scoring system remains intact or the same. Just try not to get confused by all that bullet hell madness going on in the background, and it really does become fairly visually confusing if you're not super sharp and not carefully looking. I mean, I've done well to avoid all of that stuff there, but it does get way more hectic. I use a bomb here. I don't like this guy. He's very, very strong and got a horrible attack. It's very fast, so I usually just bomb him out of the way. The best strategy probably, but that's what I do here. Yeah, so back to the game itself. As I was alluding to earlier, the game actually features 3 buttons, which is relatively unusual for shoot 'em up type of game. There are a few exceptions to that, but mainly all cave games. So yeah, it's a theme within their to make the game more complicated, or to add a level of complexity to the game, make it better for the players who are willing to really get into the game and learn the game mechanics. It just really is a rewarding system, much like all of the cave shooters for that matter. So yeah, the 3 buttons are button A, which is just a standard, if you press it once, it's just a standard shot button. Press multiple times, shot. If you hold it down, it sort of sets up that lock-in. Alright, so there's the second boss. He's pretty tough. A lot of attacks. You just got to be constantly watching what you're doing here. I don't make it. I should have just tried more. I did actually just bomb my way out of here as far as possible, but there wasn't enough firepower left, unfortunately. So yeah, it's kind of where the game ended. But yeah, it was quite a thing to get to this point with a decent score and relatively decent gameplay otherwise. Yeah, so I put up my high score here, which is cool. For some reason I typed in the wrong letter twice. But anyway, get my correct name in firstly at last, and yeah, my high score, run to the second boss in Ketsui.